that you Good morning to all handball fans watching us live. Welcome to the headquarters of the European Handball Federation in Vienna, which is just about to host the last European Cup draw in 2018, the men's EHF Cup group phase draw. Also a special welcome to all representatives of 16 participating teams who gathered here not only to witness the draw, but some of them also actively participate at the drawing of the lots. And what an excellent company it is again this year. We have the defending EHF Cup champions, we have the former EHF Champions League winners, the former IHF Super Globe winners, and clubs which have vast experience playing in the European club competitions. Together, they combine for 10 trophies in the European Cups and many more final participations. Before we move to the draw itself, let us have a closer look at this competition. The men's EHF Cup was reformed before the season 2012 and 13, after the old EHF Cup has merged together with the Cup Winners' Cup. Since then, the competition's playing system consists of 3 qualification rounds, followed by a group phase, the quarterfinals, and the EHF Cup finals, and it's not different for this season, as you can see in the graphic. The final tournament for this season will be announced on 15th of December by the EHF Executive Committee meeting in Paris, which will take place on the fringes of the Women's EHF Euro. To get a clear picture how this tournament might look like come May 2019, we have prepared a short clip summarizing some of the most exciting moments from the previous edition in Magdeburg. Please enjoy.
EHF Cup champions.
So that was the Ottostadt Magdeburg EHF Cup Finals 2018. And interestingly enough, we have both finalists in the group phase again. This means that Füchse Berlin can become the first team to win this trophy for the third time since the reform, and their player, Hans Lindberg, can also become the top scorer of the whole competition for the third time in a row. The Danish right winger scored 92 goals in the season 2016 and 17 and 82 in the last season, and after 2 qualification games in the third round, he is currently 6 goals behind the leader Morten Olsen from TSV Hannover Burgdorf. In the ranking, which always starts from the third qualification round with all teams on board, Olsen leads with 19 goals in 2 matches against Benfica Lisbon. Dimitrios Tsiros from Olympiacos follows with 17 goals, but his club has already been eliminated. And 2 players share the third position with 16 goals. Antonio Rodriguez from FC Porto and also already eliminated Rastko Stojkovic from Maccabi Strugo Rishon-LeZion. When it comes to goals, there were loads of beautiful ones in the qualifications scored on the way to the group phase. And let us show you a nice compilation of some remarkable action from the qualification. So that was nice, but much more is yet to come in the group phase. And let's move to the serious business now with the draw. We are starting the draw with the 4 teams in the pot 1. Of course, the defending champions Füchse Berlin can be found here, together with their Bundesliga rivals, the SV Hannover Burgdorf. Then we have the Spanish side, Freikin Granollers, who won the old EHF Cup twice in the 90s, and the Portuguese team FC Porto Sofarma. These 4 teams are now placed in a pot with the 4 blue balls, and the pot with white balls contains the 4 possible groups. But we are still missing a few hands for the draw. It is worth to mention that Füchse and Granollers have reached the group phase for the 5th time this season, and therefore it could be a good idea to reward both clubs and give them a chance to take the fate of their clubs into their hands. I would like to invite to the podium Pep Blanchard from Granollers, together with Stefan Güter from Füchse Berlin, the defending champions. Everything will be supervised by our Chief Sports Officer, Markus Glaser. So we know the teams and we know the people who will be drawing, which means that we are ready to start with the first ball.
The first team for today, TSV Hannover Burgdorf from Germany. And now we define the group. And Hannover Burgdorf will go to position 1 in group B. From Portugal, FC Porto Sofarma. And the group for FC Porto Sofarma is Group C. Freikin Granollers from Spain. Their position is number 1 in Group D. And we close row 1 with the defending champion, Füchse Berlin from Germany.
Okay, this was nice and simple. We just defined the last group.
And of course, Füchse Berlin go to Group A.
All settled for the first spot. But now in pot 2, the country protection rules comes into effect. This is something what makes the draw a bit more complicated, as we have 4 countries with more than 1 club represented. But on the other hand, it guarantees that all group phase matches will become a true international affair and much more attractive to the fans as well. As you can see in the second pot, we have Holstebro, Tatabánya, Azoty Puavi, and the second Spanish team, Logroño La Rioja. To prevent La Rioja joining Granollers, we have put them into the only yellow ball. And in the other ball, there are just 3 possible groups, not the one with Granollers. Other 3 teams are in the blue balls. So let's open the yellow ball first and then find the group for Rioja.
So this is Balonmano La Rioja from Logroño in Spain. And now we will define the group for La Rioja. They will go to Group A. So La Rioja, position 2, Group A.
Before we carry on with other 3 teams, let me just remind you that Logroño La Rioja were involved in the most thrilling qualification pairing in round 3, as they eliminated Cadet and Schaffhausen only on the away goals rule, after both teams shared the spoils and they won their home games by 4 goals. Now we are preparing the 3 remaining groups for Holstebro, Tatabánya, and Azoty Puavi, and we can carry on in a simple way.
The team of Holstebro from Denmark. They will go to Group C. Grundfos Tatabánya from Hungary. Their group is Group B. Soty Puławy from Poland. They take the last open position in row number 2, which is Group D.
So we are halfway through. Now it's time to say thank you to both gentlemen for your great help.
Okay.
Let's see what your clubs will tell you for the result of the draw. And we need some fresh forces for the second part of the draw. So people responsible for all the blame will now be Armando Leitao from FC Porto Sofarma and Pierre Luern from the last season's runners-up, Saint Rafael were on ball. With pot 3 it is getting even more, I would say, not complicated, but more colorful. In the bowl with the teams you can see 3 different colors. The 2 blue ones contain San Rafael War and Ball, and the newcomers in the EHF Cup group phase, Rafael and Robotnik Bitola from Macedonia. Then we have another yellow ball with the third Spanish team, Liberbank Cuenca, who are actually playing their first ever European Cup season. On the contrary to Cuenca, in the red ball, we will have a team with a tremendous wealth of experience in the continental competitions. They have a Kiel. And as the first step, we will find a group for the Zebras. They cannot go to the German groups with Füchse and Hanover, so therefore there are only 2 options for them, Group C and Group D. Let's define the group for Kiel.
So it's THW Kiel from Germany. And Kiel goes to Group D. Position number 3, Group D.
Kiel are they are the 3-time Champions League winners, but there are no newcomers to the EHF Cup, as they won the old edition 3 times in the past. However, they are returning exactly 15 years after winning their last EHF Cup trophy. Having them in Group D means that we can carry on with the same procedure with Cuenca, and we don't need to allocate them, as we have still 2 possible groups. So they avoid Logroño and Rioja, and they can't meet any more Granollers, as Kiel has taken the group for them. So now we define the group for Liberbank Cuenca, the competition's newcomers. We open the yellow ball.
And this is, of course, Liberbank from Cuenca in Spain. And Liberbank Cuenca goes to Group C, position 3.
So we have found a place for Cuenca, who reached the group phase at the expense of the Belgian club Achilles Bocholt in the 3rd qualification round. We can carry on with the remaining 2 teams. In pot 3, Saint Rafael and Robotnik. Saint Rafael eliminated the Israeli side Maccabi Srugol Rishon LeZion, while Robotnik succeeded against the Swiss team BSV Bern. They both can be freely drawn to any of the two remaining groups.
Handball club Rafael and Robotnik from Bitola in Fyro, Macedonia. And they will go to Group B. Last one. And of course, this is the runner-up from the last edition of the EHF Cup, Saint Raphael from the south of France. And they go to the open position, to the only one which is remaining, which is Group A. Already causing some reactions, obviously.
The reaction is mainly because St. Raphael and Füchse Berlin played numerous matches in the past 2 seasons, and it looks like there will be at least 2 more in this season. So that was the third pot. We can tick off another pot, and we are ready for the last pot now. And we have 2 more cases of the country protection here, as we have the second Hungarian and the second Danish team, Balatonfüred, respectively GOG. So we need to take care of them first. So we start with GOG, who are in the red ball. They made their way to the group phase courtesy of 2 impressive performances against Vojvodina from Serbia. Now they can go to 3 possible groups, but not to the one with Holstebro.
Easy one. So it's GOG or GOG from Gumme in Denmark. Their group is Group D.
So now we have to repeat the same procedure with Balatonfüred, who returned to the best 16 teams of the EHF Cup thanks to 2 quite narrow victories over Baník Karviná from the Czech Republic. We placed them in a yellow ball and prepared the 2 possible groups for them.
No, wait. You balls.
Now everything is ready. We place 2 balls with the drawing balls on the podium. We can carry on and check whether the yellow ball contains a Kinder Egg surprise or really it's Balatonfüred.
From Hungary, Balatonfüred. Maintenant. And they go to Group A.
So Balatonfüred go to Group A, and for the last 2 balls of today's draw, everything is open again, and both Nexe from Croatia and Constanta from Romania can end up in in any of the 2 remaining groups. Nexe, who were very close to a sensation last season, what also Stefan Gütter might confirm here, they returned back to the group phase after eliminating Olympiacos from Greece. In 2015, we saw a team from Constanta at the EHF Cup finals in Berlin. But Dobroja Sud Constanta is a brand new team and are in the group phase for the first time. So now we can define their groups.
So it's Rukometni Klub Nexe from Nasice in Croatia. They take position number 4 in Group B. Last one. From Romania, Dobroja Sud Constanța. And they terminate the very last position, which is still open, which is position number 4 in Group C.
Great.
Right.
So that was the last ball of today's draw. Many thanks to the gentlemen for conducting it, and everything has been decided. And let us have a look with at the groups with Markus, who will summarize the groups for you.
Well, I think if you have the defending champion on position number 1 in Group A, you can call it a successful draw. I think very interesting. We have the 2 finalists from last season that will meet each other. That will definitely do a lot of good stories. Group B with Hannover, Tatabánya, Robotnik and Nexe looks equal. Will be very interesting to see who makes it at the end. Group C, FC Porto, of course, they are flying high after their success in qualification when they beat Magdeburg on Sunday. So I'm sure they are aiming for more than just only this stage. Holstebro, of course, a team with a lot of tradition in European competitions. And Liberbank, a newcomer. We will see how they will do, but I think equal situation also with Constanța. Group D finally with Granollers, who was already in an EHF Cup finals 2 or 3 years ago. Azoty Puławy, Polish handball representing, very good performance. THW Kiel, of course, almost useless to say anything about this club. I guess we are all very eager to see how they are doing in the EHF Cup. And then GOG, Denmark, we know how strong the Danish clubs are all the way through. So I think altogether, very interesting, and I'm sure we can expect very good matches. We start on the weekend of 9 and 10 of February. The first round has the teams in pot number 1 at home versus the teams in pot number 3, which in truth means we start with a repetition of last year's final between Füchse Berlin and Saint Raphael in round 1 right away. Parallel teams 2 against 4. Also this, I think, will be very interesting. Okay, so I think Vlado is ready for the interviews, and I hand over the floor to the interview stage.
Yes, we are now eager to learn some reactions of the club representatives after today's draw. And we need to start, of course, with the defending champions, Füchse Berlin. So Stefan Gütter is here representing Füchse. First of all, we need to ask you about your reaction to your opponents in the group. There were already some smiles in the room. So what would you say?
I think it's not an easy group because La Rioja beats Schaffhausen, and Saint Raphael is a finalist from the last year. We know them since years. But in the last years when they was in our group, both teams qualified for the Final Four, and so it's okay for us.
You already had quite tough test in the qualification round where you played against Aalborg. So does this give you a hint about the quality of this competition? What you can expect in the group phase?
Yes, of course. It was was 2 very hard matches. And last Sunday in minute 20, I think nobody think that the Füchse Berlin will go to the group phase. We was 6 goals behind, and with the first match it was 8. So the team fight back, and when we reach the group phase, and we are very happy.
Many thanks, Stefan, and good luck. We carry on with a German contingent in the competition, and the next team is THW Kiel, and we have a recently retired player, Viktor Solari.
Hello.
Welcome. So, Viktor, seeing all the opponents your team will meet, is it tough for you as a recently retired player not to play all those brilliant matches?
Yeah, it's a tough group, I think, but we have a very interesting group also for our fans. With Granollers, we have a team with a big tradition, and with Gorkudme, it's a team our fans is not so far away to go with us to this game, and so it's an interesting group, and we are satisfied with this.
Viktor, you are the first player who ever won all the 3 European Cup trophies, means Champions League, EHF Cup, and the now defunct the Cup Winners' Cup. So maybe you can tell your teammates or your players in your club how does it feel to win the EHF Cup at all?
We are glad about that we have players who also won a lot of titles, and they also know what we have to do to win this trophy. And we started now with the qualification, and we had good 2 games. We played good. We had a fantastic atmosphere in our arena, and so this is the hope for the group phase, that we have also good games at home, and to make all the steps to come to the Final Four.
One word on the qualification. You basically steamrolled the Drammen team from Norway in the qualification. Do you expect such an easy games in the group phase as well?
No, I think when you see, okay, I'm honest, the club from Poland, it's new for me. I don't know them really, but Granollers and also Gutme has good teams, and they are playing in good leagues, and so it will be a tough games for us. But this is what we want. We want tough games. We want also for our spectators, for our fans, good teams to present them in Kiel, and so we are really glad about everything.
Thank you very much, Viktor. Good luck. We carry on with the 3rd German team now. It's TSV Hannover Burgdorf, who are coming back to the EHF Cup after a few years. And we have Sven Søren Christophersen here as also recently retired player, now in a new position as a managing director, I can say, or this kind of position. Sports director. All right. So what would be your reaction to the draw?
Besides of Tatabánya, will be new destinations for me. I've never been in Bitola, Robotnik, and I've never been in Nexus, so quite interesting. And right now it's difficult to say how good the teams are, but in fact we are now in the group phase, so all teams are quite good and showed up that they can play on a high level, and tough group for us.
Who do you see as the biggest favorites of the whole competition?
I think when Füchse gets the players back behind the bench, they have a really strong team. Kiel is also, when they are in a competition, always favorites. So I think that are really strong teams that I really know good because of the German league. But besides of that, there are some other teams as well. For example, from France, San Rafael, finalist from last year, and Spanish teams. So to not speak about a team should be not fair. So there are a lot of good teams.
Excellent. Many thanks. Good luck. And we carry on with a different team, and actually this is the reason why we don't have 4 German teams at this draw, because FC Porto eliminated SC Magdeburg in the 3rd qualification round. So how big was the celebration after achieving this, Armando Leitao?
They were big enough. We made a very good qualification. We came here from the round 1, so we had a lot of work behind us. And now we have an interesting group to work and see if we can achieve the next round.
What games are you looking forward at most?
Well, the Danish team is a very good team also. The Spanish team, we don't know them very well, but it's different. The Romanian team, we played the old Constanta team a few years ago in the qualification for Champions League, and we won. So I think we have very good memories.
Many thanks, Armando. Good luck as well. We move on to Pep Blanchard from Granollers, and we need to say with Granollers they are the team who reached the group phase for the 5th straight time, what no other team has ever achieved. So that's quite a feat, Pep. Congratulations on that. So what are your expectations? What are you going to do in the group phase now?
Well, it's a very hard group. Of course, we expect to do the best, and we will try to be in the quarterfinals. But I think with our group, with very good teams, Skill is one of the teams more historical and who wins more times the Champions League. Puławy and God, I think, is a very interesting group.
Are there any chances to reach also the finals tournament? It's no new thing for you. You've been already the participants in the past.
I think we have some possibilities to arrive. But we have good relations with Puławy because last season we was also in the phase group. With Kiel, I think Granollers never play against him on official competition, and Gunme the same. So we expect to have a good group and to do the best for our fans and for our supporters, because it's very important for Granollers to stay for 5 years consecutive here. So that is the more important, and for this I am so proud.
Very nice words. Thank you very much. Good luck, Pep. And the last but not least, we've been to Germany, to Portugal, to Spain, and now we move on to Denmark, and we have Line Christoffersen from TTH Holstebro here with me. So what does it mean for Holstebro to play in the EHF Cup?
It's very important for Holstebro to play in the EHF Cup because we can show us in Europe, the club and the city. So it's very important for the whole city.
I saw you smiling a lot during the draw. Does it mean that you are very happy with the composition of your group?
Yeah, we're happy, but we have hope for maybe a German team. It could have been excited, but yeah, I think will be a good team. A group, sorry.
What teams do you think are the biggest favorites in your group?
Maybe us, and maybe it will be Sofama. Yeah. So I hope we'll see us in the quarterfinals. Yeah.
Okay. Many thanks for ambitious words. Good luck in that. It was the last interview of today's draw. We have only about 10 weeks to the first games in the EHF Cup group phase, but before that we can already look forward to the last round in 2018 for the Velux EHF Champions League this weekend, and also tonight the Women's EHF Euro in France starts. So there is plenty of action for all handball fans prepared for the winter. Many thanks for being with us today. We hope that we see you at the first games of the EHF Cup group phase. Have a nice day and goodbye.